There we go. Hey, good morning, gang. Good morning, five-star family. Good morning, superstar agents. This is your broker support team. We are here yet another week celebrating the next version of our 10,000. We've got to be getting so good right now with all these hours that we're putting in. And man, alive, I can't thank you enough for tuning in this morning. You know the other members of our broker support team, Miss Marissa and Miss Cindy. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
And it's got to be exciting, right? It's a snowy day wherever we are, but yet we're still talking real estate, right?
Yes, all day, every day.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Well, hey, thanks for letting me watch last week too. I got an awful lot out of the business planning. Again, there was a lot that you said last week, Marissa, that made total sense to me, because there's no better time to start planning the spring than now, right?
Exactly. Yes.
And I know
now is the time.
that was the time. And the sooner we begin to, as Cindy said this morning, kind of in our pre-conversation, a little bit about mindset, right? Mm-hmm. This is the time of year that we start kind of shifting to the spring to say, what's that got to look like? What do we do in terms of our planning? And that begins now, right?
Yes, it has to.
It's got to. And again, so I wanted to kind of open up a discussion with the three of us, just to kind of help folks just getting into the business about saying, oh gosh, it's December, the snow's out there, nobody's going to move in December or January. You got to be nuts, right? But to the contrary, there are a lot of people moving in these months. I'm one of those guys that say the good agents stay busy 12 months out of the year, right?
There it is.
We're the good ones. There will be less people practicing real estate, which gives us more opportunity. So again, I'm going to kind of open this up, and Cindy, I'm going to kind of pick on you this morning too. We talked a little bit about year after year after year. You've been doing this a long time, which is awesome. And
I have.
On some of those questions I had for you, what's December typically look like for you in preparation for like a new year?
Well, I always look at the business, and like you said, it's consistency for 12 months. I don't look at December really any different than I do any other month, because like you said, people are moving, people are going to be looking for real estate. And I think it is a mindset where, you hear, I've heard an agent say, oh, well, agents don't work in December. Well, like we were talking about, some of my busiest months are November and December, because
that's incredible.
You don't have that mindset. And then again, I always look, and I never compare myself. You just don't want to compare yourself to other people, because it can get in the way of your goals. And real estate is a fascinating business because you are able to make it your own. And with Five Star Team, you actually have the ability to learn how to do that too, and find your way and what's the best way. But I'll contact people the old fashioned way, on the telephone. Call them and thank them for their business. Let them know, if you have anybody that's interested, please, let me know. Please pass along my card. I'll mail cards. It's important just to do a little bit each day, actually.
Yeah, well, that's good. That's a good point. Well, and the old-fashioned way isn't a bad way, is it?
No, it's not.
I mean, we almost kind of forget what it's like to pick the phone up and say, hey, I've been thinking about you, or, how's your year been? And I mean, this is so easy to have real estate conversations with people right now, because everybody wants to know a lot about real estate, right? Gosh, so I love that, Cindy. That's good. Marissa, how about you?
Yes. This is actually a busy time of the year. We're coming off of normally, historically, the fall is a very busy time. The most closings we normally have are between like August and October. And so one of the things that I have worked on over the years when I was an individual agent, and then when I got a team, was to not lose my momentum going into the fourth quarter of the year, because we're so busy between spring and summer, and then all the closings in the fall, that it's such a temptation in that fourth quarter of the year to just go, oh. But that's the time that you're supposed to actually be prepping for first quarter and beyond, right? For the following year. So I have very intentionally over the years just kind of put things in place, first for myself and now for a team of, okay, so let's do business planning. That's how the idea came to do it for the whole company. Is it's something that I have been implementing since becoming a ninja 4.5 years ago, 5 years ago. Is just going, this is the time for us to reset. Let's look at the year. How did we do? Did we crush our goals? Did we not quite reach our goals? What were some things that were barriers for us this year? What were some things that were successful? And then look to the following year and plan. So a large part of what we do right now is planning for the following year and reflecting on the current one. And also then once that is done, like Cindy just said, now we're touching everybody, past clients, current clients, sphere. We're sending out CMAs at the end of the year. We do holiday cards to our entire sphere and database. We do drop-offs. So one of the things that we've done is for everyone that sold this year or sold or purchased with us this year, we give them ornaments, right? So this is a very busy time of the year for us because it does fill that pipeline. And so when I started doing this as an individual agent, I started seeing the benefits of this in that first quarter. So most of the time, historically as realtors, we really don't get going until about March or April. But you start seeing a difference if you do the work now. Your phone's going to be ringing in January, right? And that's what you want.
You couldn't have said that any better. And that's exactly right. I mean, when you say drop-offs, it's interesting because, again, this is the season, and I'm doing wreaths with a lot of my people. And so I have my Santa hat on. You can probably see it in the chair. And you know, I go out there and I put my Santa hat on and I show up at the house. And, you know, it's a great opportunity to touch. It's a great opportunity to plant seeds for the next year. It's interesting. We talk all day long about buying signals. And, you know, when you ask that question, hey, who do you know that needs my help? There's a very good chance that someone's going to tell you, hey, my sister's thinking about moving. Or, gosh, you know, we just lost a relative and I need somebody that's going to be very caring and understanding to help us through that next chapter. So a lot of those conversations kind of percolate, don't they?
Yes.
Some of the things that you're doing right now.
And what you do is you listen for pain and pleasure, right? You listen for people that are either going through pain, and pain won't, you know, not necessarily like tragedy, right? But if they're going through a change, it's either going to be pain or pleasure. And when you're having these conversations, that's what you're listening for.
New agents, write that down. I've never heard that until you just said that, pain and pleasure. So But again, those are those meaningful conversations. There's the touch points. Now, Marissa, you got a team. So as the team leader, you know, you're motivating your team and you're creating mindset for them to follow your lead.
And we do it all together. It is, I don't do a lot of things or require a lot of things as a team leader that are mandatory. But this time of year where we all come together and we kind of dreamcast for 2022, we plan together as a team. We do these drop-offs and ornaments. That's all mandatory because their success, my success is their success, obviously, right? And I want to make sure that, you know, I'm building business people. I'm helping them to build their own independent businesses. And so all of this is super important in order for that to happen. And so it's like the one thing that I'm like, we have to do this and we're all doing it together.
Well, and that's why you're a strong leader. They're following your lead and that's how that works. Gosh, well, that's great. Those are those touch points that we can't overemphasize enough. it might mean something to someone here. It might mean something more to someone else. Those are those things that if we're consistent, as you just said, Cindy, consistency, doing the same things during these months. Obviously, the things that happen in December, you're wondering, well, gosh, am I going to see some of that kind of take shape early January, February, March? Maybe it will, maybe it won't. But again, that consistency piece that you talked about, Cindy, I think is huge.
Yeah, it's the little
Absolutely.
things that matter, really, with people. And you may not think that you're making an impact right then, but it's like you said, you're planting seeds.
Yeah.
And Marissa, I like the notes that you had from the business planning session that said what you focus on expands. Love
Yes.
that. I mean,
Yes.
that's so true.
Well, because it's one of those things where, again, I love that we started this conversation today talking about mindset, right? If you are going into this time of year going, oh, I just want to take a break. I don't want to do anything. I'm going to put real estate on pause, which is fine. We all need to take scheduled breaks. Absolutely. Doug just did.
Hey,
And I
hey,
love
hey,
your
hey,
cancer.
hey,
Love
hey,
your
now.
cancer.
Hey now.
Okay. And I will be as well with my family. So we have to take breaks. That's what we have to rejuvenate, right? But you know, there's some realtors that take about 2 months off, right?
Take an extended break. Right,
They
right.
take an extended break. So it's about mindset. You change your mindset to, yes, this is a time of reprieve. Yes, this is a time of rejuvenation. And let me make sure that I'm staying in flow. And the business planning, why it's so great, or do vision boarding or something like that, is so that you're setting your mind on the next year, right? You're not completely checking out, right? You're at least putting that out in the atmosphere and going, yep, I still care about my business. I'm still going to be working on my business while I take this break.
Well, it's like dream building. You're dream building.
It is.
And that's
exactly.
Because you got to know, you got to have a goal. It's important.
Yeah, it is.
Absolutely.
It is. So let me ask you this question on, we talk about practical ideas. When I first got into real estate, I didn't have a lot of money, right? And so I said, well, how am I going to do this? Or how am I going to do that? I know, yes, I got to make those phone calls. A very practical way is sending a Christmas card this time of year, or, making those small little touch points. How would you guys, what would be a practical idea that you could give to someone just getting into the business to say, hey, this doesn't cost a lot of money? We might have touched on a little bit of this, but what would that have to look like? If I just got into the business, what would you say, hey, Doug, if you don't do anything else I say, in the next month, 2 months, here's what I want to see you do.
Walgreens holiday cards.
Walgreens holiday cards. How about that? Nice.
You can take a picture of yourself, upload it to, or like a cute Christmas picture, whatever your dog with a Christmas hat on, get creative, and then upload that picture on the Walgreens photo website. And it's so reasonable. Print those out, and they provide you with the envelopes. The most that you're probably going to be paying for is postage, and send those to your sphere. And it could be something cute and real estate themed, right? See you in 2022, and you have a cute little picture on there. But that is a real-time, practical, inexpensive thing that you can do to get in front of folks.
There you go. And even for folks that are just getting into the business, this could be kind of a little mini announcement to say, hey, I'm getting into real estate, right?
Exactly.
And boy, do I need your help. I've set a goal to help 10 people buy or sell a home. Who do you know? That kind of thing. So I like that. Cindy, what about you?
What I always did in the beginning, and I kind of still do it, is I'd make a list, and I make a list of 5 people, and I just decide, it didn't matter if they were family, lenders, agents that I had done business with before, but I would make a list of 5 people, and I would not end that day without contacting them. I would mark it off because I felt like I accomplished something. And then, but just like I said, lender, I went out and introduced myself to some lenders, because you can get lender referrals. There's they're looking for agents that they can depend on and refer their clients to. And then other agents out of area, if I got contacted on, I say, hey, I'm not in that area, but I'd be happy to refer business to you. I hope you think of me here in Lansing. And
Right.
I've gotten a lot of business from that. So, and you can start building upon that. But I think that for me, I had to have something physical in front of me to be able to know that I was doing something that day and I wasn't wasting, because it's easy to get distracted.
Yep.
I still get up. I know I have it on email and everything, but I write down a physical list.
Every
And
day.
if you start with 5 people, I think that it won't be overwhelming and you won't get distracted.
Yep. And something that's attainable. Boy, is that good.
Yeah.
And that's very practical. And if it's practiced over and over and over again, wow, what an impact that would have, right? And that is a very practical way of either introducing people into the business that you want, whether it's a lender or whatnot, or just doing those things. The Walgreens idea, perfect idea, Marissa. I mean, just have fun with that, right?
Yeah.
So,
yep.
So let me ask you.
Keep it simple.
Yeah, exactly. Let me ask you. Go ahead. Say it again.
Let people know you're in real estate. Be proud of it. You're in a great profession, and don't be afraid to talk to people. You run into, we're all people. You're going to be seeing other people. So
there it is.
we're all people. You're talking to people.
Don't be that secret agent, right? Don't be that secret. Yeah. Well, and the other thing I think that really sets agents apart, and again, we always talk about how we follow up. I mean, if you're at someone's front door and they give you an opportunity, whether that's now or in the near future, how is it that you guys put it on your tickler file or put it in something that says, hey, gosh, would it be all right if I gave you a call back, say mid-January? I mean, I don't know if you guys have a system that you work with. I'm old fashioned. I use my day timer. Anything that I can physically write things down so it's a constant reminder. Is there an easier way that you guys would recommend if you have a great conversation, whether that's at a social event this time of year, we're all going to go to Christmas parties. It's the time to be able to say, hey, how do I take that information that I get and again follow up?
That's a great question. I honestly live and die by my Google Calendar.
Okay.
So Google Calendar, you can set up tasks for yourself, you can set up reminders for yourself, and literally for me, honestly, if it's not on here, it doesn't exist. So if there's anything that I want to remember to do, I put it as a reminder or a task with Google Calendar, and I set up notifications for myself so that I remember, right? Okay. So you not only set it up, but you also set up reminder notifications so you get pinged, right? So if I want to set one up for a month from now to follow up with someone about a listing conversation, right? Check back in with me in January. Then I set a reminder for myself to do that.
Man, that sounds efficient. That sounds super good. I love it. Cindy, same thing?
Yeah, I do that too, but I also have a physical calendar too, because I don't want to tell somebody I'm going to do something and not do it. I don't want to be that agent, because and I'm sure you guys have all experienced it. You get clients because the other agent did not follow up or do what they say they're going to do. So just having that mindset it just helps you immensely.
Yeah, boy, I agree. Boy, I did. And these are just practical ways of just doing what we know we need to do. Again, I'm going to revert back to the business plan, things that you've set up in the business plan, right, Marissa, that says, hey, this day is going to look like this, tomorrow's going to look like this, the next day is going to look like this. And again, you're going to reap the rewards if you continue to be disciplined. I love that. Man, that's good.
Yes.
If Tracy was here today, Tracy Johnson was here today, she loves to use the word connector, right? And again, for me in this business, I take that seriously. And I love to be that person that's going to connect that opportunity or connect one person with the other. She does it very naturally. She does it very much. And we all know Tracy. It just feels so good when she connects those people together. And again, one of the things that I see, especially as you first get into real estate, you're a little hesitant about how to do that, right?
Sure.
Yes.
And how do I connect myself with a lender, or how do I connect myself with a buyer? All of those things that we talk about. And I don't know if you guys would have any insight there that would kind of help us as we kind of embark in real estate now, to be able to say, what would that have to look like to be a really good, quote unquote, Tracy Johnson connector?
I think that's a great question. I think we kind of hit on it earlier, we're all human, right?
Yeah.
So you take yourself out of the realm of, I'm in sales and I need to, kind of like put that to the side. Yes, absolutely. That's true. Right. But first and foremost, you're a human, right?
Yeah.
So the connecting piece, the reason why Tracy's so great at it, and a lot of people, I have found with even in this company, is that it's all about connecting as humans, right? I'm talking to you, and I'm talking to you about family. I'm talking to you about your work. I'm talking to you about, where are you vacationing? That's what I'm talking to you about. I don't have to remind you all the time, 24/7, that I'm in real estate, right? You know that I'm a realtor. So how you stay top of mind for folks, everybody knows, especially now, right? Everybody knows a ton of realtors. You can probably throw a penny out the window and hit 10 realtors, right? So it's all about staying top of mind. How do you stay top of mind? You connect with people as humans.
Well,
if I want to be the number one person that is being referred by someone, that's someone I've loved on. I'm taking you to coffee. I'm, taking you to lunch, seeing them at a kid's event, a basketball game or something, and just connecting as a human. That's all that you have to do. So take the pressure off of yourself to think, there's all these special things that I need to do because, I'm a realtor and I need to remind people that I'm in real estate all the time. No, you don't.
No, you don't.
No, you don't.
Yep.
No, you don't. You have a couple of set things that you do that, maybe are branded. And you're like, okay, yes, I'm in real estate and I'm a human.
Yep.
Just love on people.
Yeah,
that's all you gotta do.
This is a relationship business, right? You're good at those relationships. To Marissa's point, you don't always have to say, hey, I'm a real estate agent and who do you know? I mean, just wherever you are in the circumstances and the conversations that you have, a lot of times that'll come out. That'll just come out. Hey, how's everything going?
Naturally.
And so that just feels much better. So
yes, it does. And I don't like to feel icky. Like, I don't like to feel like, I'm forcing myself and my energy on someone. And because if the intent is to get business, people are going to sense that, right? If you're not being authentic, if you're not really connecting with them in a real way, they're going to sense that, right?
Sure.
So that's fine. They know what you do. My doctor doesn't have to walk around and tell everybody he's a doctor, right? My dentist doesn't have to walk around and say, I'm a dentist.
That's a good point.
Come see me for your cleaning. You don't have to do that. So same thing with our profession, right? I don't have to walk around and tell everybody all the time I'm in real estate. It will, like you said, Doug, it will naturally come up. They know what you do. Focus first on that human connection, that authentic connection. Focus on that first.
And be very genuine. That's exactly right.
Remember kids' names, birthdays. Some clients, I have their kids where their birthdays and I'll drop off a gift, it's things like that. And if they want to get together for coffee, go with them. Don't be too busy. It's important. Set the time aside.
Well, and back to what you just said, Sydney, it's those little small things, right? You might say, well, that's a small thing, but they might not think it's a small thing. Right. They might think, man, Cindy took the time. She cares about us. She really wants to know, right?
Yep. Because they don't know what you don't know what they've been going through, and
exactly.
Right.
I mean, that's what we're all about.
Yes, should be. It's what we should be about.
I love it, you guys. Well, hey, this has been really good, and I think hopefully we've taken little bits and pieces of what we've all said today. And I know I've been writing things down just simply because those are things I want to put into my business too. So,
or just need the reminder, right? Just like, oh yeah, right.
Exactly. Well, it's back to what we talked about, mindset, right? And again, this is that time of year. It's kind of like what you just said, Marissa. It's kind of that reset that, okay, the new year's coming, springtime's coming. Let's be beneficial in what we do this time of year. So
absolutely
good stuff. And make sure you get to Christmas parties, because that's a great way for people to know who you are, right?
Easy.
It's nuts. There are lenders that put on parties and all kinds of different things that you can go to. So don't be that secret agent. Be out there. Be that connector. And again, I think good things are going to happen as a result of that. So
yes, absolutely.
Anything else, ladies? Anything else we should be passing along? Words of wisdom? Anything else before we go?
Well,
I don't think so.
And we wanted to talk about the Ninja selling seminar. That's
right, in May.
13th. Yeah.
Okay. Come on, Marissa. Let's talk about that.
I've been waiting. Okay, guys. So invest in yourself, invest in your business. It is a very, very small amount to pay for changing your entire business, the trajectory of your entire business. So we are no different than other professionals in that we need to invest in ourselves. So take this opportunity. We have plenty of time before May to, save up a little money from each commission check. Okay. But I will tell you, my personal testimony, everybody knows this, but Ninja changed my life. Not only my business, it changed my life. And I was a new agent doing Ninja and was scared about that fee. I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna have it. But I took that step of faith. I took that leap of faith, and I have not looked back since. Okay. So invest in yourselves. It is totally worth it. And things will start to make sense for you with your business. You will have a guide. You will have a system that you can follow. And so I just strongly encourage everyone, if you can, to make some space to do that training in May.
Man, that's great.
And to check out the business plan too. That is great. Even if you just read through it.
Yeah. And where are we at on the business plan? We did the last one.
We're done.
Week, right? We're
done.
Done.
We're done. Okay. So everyone should be just kind of wrapping up, revisiting the things that they wrote. The place where we are right now is setting tasks for yourself based on the business plan. So now you're in action mode. You should be, right? So now you're going, okay, these are all the things I need to do that I said I wanted to do from my business plan, and setting up times of when you want to actually implement those things in your business. And I spoke about this last week, but breaking it down by quarter so you're not overwhelmed. So okay, these are the things I'm going to do first quarter, second, third, fourth quarter. So that's what I would encourage everyone to do right now before the end of the year.
Man, that's great. That's great. I love it. I'm doing it. You just can't let the year end without a plan in place. And to your point, invest in yourself, invest in your business. It will be worth it that you did that. Big time. So, okay, you two. Well, hey, I'll let you get on with your day. Thank you, Facebook family, for being about this morning. And again, hope you have a great rest of the week. Stay warm. I know I'm trying to. So, that too shall happen. But everybody be safe, and we'll see everybody and talk to you next week.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thanks, ladies, for being involved. This was great.
Thanks, Doug.
Thank you. It was fun.
All right.